This program is brought to you by Great Basin College and is sponsored by Barrick Gold North America.
Welcome to the oral history recording of the Great Basin Indian Archives. We are interviewing elders of the Great Basin. This recording is available to students and researchers at Great Basin College in Elko, Nevada, as well as on the Great Basin Indian Archives website at www.gbcnv.edu/GBIA.
My name is Floyd Collins. I was born in Ely, Nevada, August 27th, 1937. My dad's name was Abe Collins Sr. My mom was Della Small out of Bridgeport, California. They met somewhere over in Stewart when he used to ride broncs. Broke his leg, that's how she found him. Couldn't get away, couldn't run. Yeah, so grew up in Ely. We moved around quite a bit. Went 1 year in Elko, 1 year in Carson, half a year in White Pine before I got 86'd out of there. Then I joined the Marine Corps. 8 years in the Marine Corps and come back. Married Mary Collins now. Forget what her name was before. She was from Ely. Her dad used to be a shovel mechanic up at Kennecott in Ruth. If they worked, they stood around the fire a lot and cooked pine nuts in the fall time. Yeah, when we was growing up, we used to do a lot of deer hunting, a lot of fishing, rabbit hunting, sage hen. Didn't have any chucker yet. They weren't planted yet. No, didn't hunt elk. There wasn't any yet. They didn't plant them until, I think it was the late 40s when they finally planted elk over there, up above Cave Lake. Sometimes we lived on the colony, other times downtown. And we'd go hunting down in Cave Valley, up Spruce Mountain, up in Long Valley. Then you could hunt anywhere in the state, not like it is now, certain areas you draw for. No deer in one area, you go up to the next area. We go up to Spruce mainly late in the season because you'd get the migrates coming out of Idaho, bigger bucks. But then the horns were a lot bigger too. Not them little willow horns like we got now. But they used to be, mainly all 4-pointers, what you saw. Now all you see is 2-pointers, even out here on the reservation. Get my grandson, he's about ready to go get us one here pretty quick. Jerky time. Already got jerky shed made, wires are up. And then the little one in there, grandson, he wants to go fishing. He don't need a license because he already knows how to fish, he told me.
Going back to when you came back out of the Marine Corps, what did you do?
Oh, I worked for the BLM for about 4 years as a fire control technician in Ely. And then went to work for Kennecott, took a mechanic's apprenticeship up there. Then moved to Reno after I got divorced in Ely, of course. And I run my own business over there until I couldn't afford the rent on the building.
What kind of business did you run?
Diesel mechanic. I just worked on 18-wheelers. That went to air conditioning refrigeration school down in California, City of Industry, to work on reefers, Thermo Kings and Carrier Transcold. And I worked for Thermo King in Reno for a while, and other trucking companies over there. And I went to work for an outfit called Westran out of Missoula, Montana. They come and found me in Wadsworth and put me to work. And I traveled around with them for about 5 years. We'd haul asphalt and doubles, belly dumps, cement. Could use them for cement hauling. They wouldn't leak out. There, yeah, down in Phoenix, Ontario, California, Lovelock, St. George, Tonopah, and a few other places I can't remember. Yeah, so that's about what I've been doing till I retired. When I turned 75, I quit. Turned in my tribal credit card and said, I'm going to retire. But I still do work for the tribe. I still got to go put a motor in here as soon as I get one. They don't have big enough tools to put motors in.
So how old are you now, Floyd?
78 right now. I'll be 79 in August. Still a pup. Well, I used to go to Sundance up in McDermott, and everybody had to have a pipe up there. So you make your own. Get Pipestone out of Minnesota. I got one piece left, and that's about it. This is how they looked when you get a wider one. But that's basically the pattern you use. Then you drill a hole down through the top down here. Then you drill in this way with an 1/8 inch drill bit to meet. Then you make a bigger one on the end, 3/8 or so, and about a 5/8 hole in the top. And you can whittle these down with a knife. Feels like talcum powder when it's on your hand. But since I'm out of stone, I ain't made one. And for the stems, I'll use choke cherry or cedar and drill a hole through them all the way through. Partner used to say it's hard to train a termite to drill that one straight hole through there. Then me and my grandkids will sit around here and make drums. Make them out of any old wood we can find. We got one up there and one over there. Sell some, give them away. Give some to the tribe for their festivals so they can raffle them off. That make little rattle drums too. Like this guy here, that's a little rattle drum. If it'll come off from there, if we don't lose everything else. I don't know what that guy's doing up there. Yeah, see, make them like that. Use sacred rocks in here, whatever you find on the ground. Yeah, we make a lot of them. Donate them or sell them. Only get about 15 bucks a piece out of them, but we use new white man's wood in them, called PVC. And these here are bigger drum rings, like that. Just smooth them up. Put our rawhide on them, tie them up. Then they come out like that one up there. Starting my youngest, one of the middle-aged grandson, I guess he is. He's starting to do the painting for me.
So what kind of hide do you guys use to make those drums?
This one here is elk hide. It's a little tougher than the deer hide, and it lasts you a little bit longer. Yeah, then we just tie them up in the back, just eight rawhide across there, at least a 1/4 inch thick, so they don't break on you. It only takes you about an hour to make one, but it's scraping the hide. You have to scrape the hair off and the membrane off. We got our scraper set outside. We don't want no hair in here. It's hard to pick up. So yeah, that's what we do, mainly winter time, but then we don't do much in the winter because our water freezes up out here. So summertime, and now we don't get no hides till about fall time. We go into the butcher shops in Ely, because they'll process a wild game in there for these hunters. They do the skinning, so you don't have to worry about skinning them. Take them out and soak them in water and a little bit of lime, or the ash from your wood stove, the white, that'll make a lime solution. That'll make the hair and the membrane come off a lot easier. And then just scrape them till they're nice and smooth, or make buckskin out of them. Because we make our own drumsticks too. We use, well, I use white buckskin for the outside and then stuff them with buffalo hair. One guy, he asked me, where you get your buffalo hair? I told him, off a buffalo, where you think? Then one guy asked me, where'd you get your pine nuts? I told him, off a pine tree. I don't know about some of these guys out here. I think that was old Maurice Churchill asked me where I got my pine nuts. That's what I told him at lunch, off a pine tree. Then Jack Malott asked me where I got my buffalo hair. I usually get that from my nephew Sean up there in South Fork. He was raised in Buffalo, so he always had hair there.
So is he still raising buffalo, your nephew?
The last time I saw him, he was. But I don't know, I haven't been up there for a long time. Since can't play basketball no more, don't have to travel. Yeah, we go play Wahi, Elko, Wells. Went to LA for their world tournament one time, come out fourth in that from Ely. We didn't have very many Indians, so in some tournaments we went to, there was only 5 of us. We'd tell them our other car broke down with our subs. Yeah, we go play in Fort Duchesne, up Fort Hall, Reno. We go over there and play Stewart every now and then. Play Elko in the afternoon, Oahe at night, then drive back home, go back to work. Moved to Reno, used to play softball with the Reno Indian Athletics Association over there. We played that AAA fast pitch over there. And go down to California and play a lot over there in their tournaments. Oh, I made that one when I was married over in Wadsworth. Then when I got divorced over there, I took my tools and my stove and my old pickup. That's what I got away with. Oh, some clothes too. I didn't leave all my clothes. But there was a lot of them I left there. Couldn't pack them all. I only had a 67 Chevy pickup. That was my ride for a long time. I used to use that for my service truck too. Up and down the highway working on trucks. Yeah, so me and my grandson built this shop we're in, and it's all out of scrap lumber from housing. Couldn't throw it away, couldn't burn it up. Had to have a place to put the stove, keep warm in the winter. That's drill steel. I just welded the bottom top and legs on it and made the door. Put hinges on the door so we could open and close it. It keeps it warm in here. This 16 by 20. So it works all right in here. I got one sitting outside I made out of a fuel tank. That's when I worked for trucking. We had a shed up there. It was cold, so I made a stove and put in there. Then when trucking folded up, I went and got my stove back too. Yeah, I had a Ranger 8 welder, but Sean, my nephew up there in South Fork, was building his buffalo corrals. So I just take mine up and use it. Never went and got it back. I don't need it right now. If I need one, I go get the one out of the shop over there. We got a little buzz box there, and we got oxygen and acetylene, so ain't much we need in here. Got beer in the fridge, so we're in good shape. I'm not much for their powwows. I go to one here in Duckwater, now and then to the one in Ely. But they don't have much in Ely. They got no singers, no dancers, no drum. At least Duckwater's got their own drum. Kids are singing out here. And they do have some dancers. My grandkids quit dancing already, so don't have to make any bustles now. Yeah, we made all their stuff. My wife, she made all their outfits for them. So all them together made the bustles and their moccasins. Just about quit making moccasins too. Don't nobody need them now. None of the kids. I don't make them to sell. I don't sell them. They're just for the family. Grandson in Pyramid Lake, he's got one with all eagle feathers. Oldest one here, he's got eagle feathers. The middle one, he's got hawk feathers in his. Not supposed to sell feathers from birds of prey. You can give them away, but you can't sell them. No, out here, Boyd Graham from Duckwater does it in Ely. There's hardly anybody in Ely talks Shoshone except the ones that moved in from Duckwater. The last ones in there pretty well died off that talked. And the ones in there that do talk the language are mainly from Duckwater. Some of their kids that have moved in. But the older folks, when they started passing away, it pretty well died out with them. Because them days you couldn't talk it in school anyway, you'd get whacked. So you know, even if you had friends you could talk to, the teacher catch you talking, that's the end of you. Oh, they'd whip you. They could actually whip you. Then they had their own paddles in every room. Well, that's just like Stewart. They couldn't talk their language over there either. I only made it halfway through my junior year in White Pine High School before I got kicked out of there. Don't know why I got kicked out, but I did. But then there's always a Marine Corps, so I joined them. That was in 1955. Oh, I spent a year in Japan, 6 months in Okinawa, Philippines, Formosa, and a lot on the ocean. Float around on carriers mainly.
If you were to recommend anything for the youth of today, what would you recommend, or what do you think is important?
I think school, go to college. Get a degree in something, because every job you apply for, you got to have a college degree in something. And out here, what they hire, they stipulate a lot of, you know, what you're supposed to have before they hire you, but it don't work. They just hire whoever that comes in. And none of them been to college that I know of. Ely, same way. They don't go to college. They go to work for the mine, and the mines will close up on you overnight. You're out of a job again. If you're living on a res, you need a trade school. Learn mechanics, welding, electricians. Because out here it's a long ways from town, so you usually have to do all your own work. You can't afford to have a serviceman come out and work on your tractor for you. That's why I don't work on them. They're all broke. They pay a payday, but they never have a payday. Yeah, so I don't work on cars or anything like that. Barely work on my own. But you know, on a reservation, you got to be able to take care of all your own equipment.
So out here in Duckwater, is it more of a ranching community then?
Yeah, most of them do have ranches, but they're small. You're not going to make a living on them, so you do have to have a job too. And if you don't work for the tribe out here or down to the oil field, you don't work.
So is your family all here in the Duckwater area or Nevada, or they live elsewhere?
Oh, they're all buried at White River. We have our own family cemetery over there. Just off the highway over there. My grandfather and grandma, they used to own the ranch right there. It's up on the hillside above it, but don't dig the grave by hand unless you got dynamite. We use a backhoe now to get in there. But I got, my mom and dad are there, my grandfather, grandma, 2 brothers, 1 uncle, 1 aunt, and a whole bunch of kids that my grandma and grandpa had that didn't live past a year or 2. Nope, but some of these kids got to learn how to, you know, keep their crafts alive. Make drums, pipes, moccasins, tan hides. Hardly anybody tans hides anymore. And you get a good tanned hide, you can get about $300 out of them. But you ain't going to sell them to an Indian because they ain't got $300. Mainly, that's, I see a lot of people take them to like their powwows because you get a lot of white people around there that does have money, and that's about the only ones that can afford to buy them. Indians got $300, they're going to be drunk. There, that'll conclude it.
For additional information, or to refer an elder of the Great Basin who may be interested in contributing an oral story for preservation, contact Norm Cavanaugh, Director of GBIA.
Great Basin Indian Archives, brought to you by Great Basin College and sponsored by Barrick Gold North America.